Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you say good morning back down in the comments below. But boy, oh boy, do I have some news for you guys today. Remember the old man that we were talking about in my last video? And if you haven't seen that video, you probably should go see that video because there's a lot of info in that video that I do not have time to share in this one. But the old man, I believe his name is George Zinn. He's the guy that immediately after Charlie was killed, he jumped up, he caused a scene in the crowd, claiming that he was the one who did it. Turns out he was the first suspect that law enforcement brought in. Well, it was reported that law enforcement brought him in. They questioned him. They realized that he wasn't the guy who did it, so they let him go. Turns out they never let him go. He had some sort of medical episode as they were interviewing him and interrogating him. So they took him to the hospital. And, as he was in the hospital, they figured out who actually did it. But once he got out of the hospital, they booked him. And he's under further investigation because it turns out, folks, and we all thought this may be the case from the beginning. I just told you in my last video I thought this was the case. Turns out the old man, George Zinn, admitted to law enforcement that he was trying to help Tyler Robinson escape. He straight up admitted that he was trying to help Tyler Robinson escape. But we got to keep in mind, he also admitted that he's the one who killed Charlie. So law enforcement is looking at this guy like, I don't know if he's just some crazy Looney Tune, because he's been involved in like bomb threats and all types of crazy stuff in the past. Also, he was there for 9/11. But yeah, I talk about that in the other videos. But anyways, he's admitted that he was trying to help Tyler Robinson escape. But we don't know if he was just doing it for the hell of it, or if he was actually in communication with someone, in communication with Tyler, and he was there in the crowd purposely to cause that distraction. I don't know, and I don't think law enforcement knows for sure yet. But they got him booked. He's under further investigation, and I got a little bit more information right here that I'm about to share with you guys. But first, if you're here, if you like the videos, if you've been enjoying the content as we try to look further into who may be involved in the plot to take out Charlie Kirk, please consider hitting that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? Drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think about everything we've uncovered so far. Also, if you would like, you could go subscribe to my second channel as well, because over there we are covering a lot of updates in this story too. There's so many updates that I'm having to spread them across multiple channels. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in, shall we? The first man arrested in connection with what happened to Charlie Kirk yelled, "I shot him, now shoot me," immediately after what happened to Charlie in an attempt to help the suspect escape. George Zinn, age 71, was taken into custody following the incident, but he was later cleared on having any direct involvement with what happened to Charlie. However, he was arrested on suspicion of obstruction of justice. According to the affidavit of probable cause that was filed today, immediately after the incident, Zinn allegedly walked up to a police officer and started yelling, "I shot him, now shoot me." The officer could not see a weapon in his hands, and he immediately placed George in handcuffs. The officer then asked him where the gun was, and he reportedly said, I am not going to tell you. As he was transported to the UVU police department, he allegedly continued to say that he was the one who shot Kirk, and he did it just to shoot him. At the police department, Zen was advised of his rights, and he then asked for a lawyer. According to the affidavit, after he asked for a lawyer without being asked any questions at all by investigators, he came out and stated that he did not shoot Kirk after all. And then he said that he wanted to draw attention from the real suspect. Zen was later taken to the hospital because of a medical condition, and Zen reportedly told an officer there that he was glad he said that he shot Kirk so the real suspect could get away. He also said that he wanted to be a martyr for the person that was shot. He was admitted to the hospital and released on September 15th, and then he was booked into the Utah County Jail on suspicion of obstruction of justice in a capital first-degree felony case, which is a second-degree felony. So there you have it. First, he comes out and says, I'm the one who did this to Charlie. So the police take him in. All of the focus is on him. Tyler manages to escape. And then, on the ride to the jail, he's continuing to say that he's the one who did it. After time passes, then he comes out and says, no, I didn't do it. I just wanted the suspect to escape. I wanted to help him to escape. Now, why on earth would anyone do that? That's really random. As of right now, we don't know for sure. I cannot sit here and tell you, oh, he was definitely working directly with Tyler. But if he wasn't, then damn. I mean, really think about it. If he didn't even know Tyler, didn't know anything was going to happen, how convenient was that for Tyler? Because without him, without the old man George Zen distraction, Tyler doesn't make it off that rooftop and out of the parking lot and everything, I don't think. I think he would have gotten caught way sooner, in my opinion. George Zen is what really, I think, allowed Tyler to get away. So I guess, is Tyler just extremely lucky that there was a crazy old man in the crowd that would do that for him? I mean, think about it. Really think about it. It's even crazier to think that George Zen would just be a random person that did this for no reason, for the hell of it. That's even crazier than thinking that George Zen was in on the plot. And I'm not saying that he was in on the plot. I'm just saying him not even being in on the plot, but doing that anyway, that's even crazier. That's really freaking weird. That's really weird. But I think there's another possibility that I'm not saying this how can I put it? I think there's another possibility that needs to be explored. I don't think this is necessarily the case. But is there a possibility that someone out there, some group, anyone had knowledge that Tyler was going to do what he did, but Tyler didn't know that they knew that he was going to do what they did, so they purposely made it easier for Tyler? Because when I go back to what happened to Donald Trump and Thomas Matthew Crooks, I think that may have been the case. I think that Thomas Matthew Crooks could have been working for whoever, doing whatever, and maybe there's a possibility that some people within our government and the Secret Service knew there was a plot to take out Trump, and instead of doing anything about it, they just stood down. It was like, hey, we're just going to allow this to happen, right? Maybe we'll even make it easier. We're not going to put a sniper on that rooftop. because the rooftop is too sloped. So I'm looking at this like, maybe Tyler doesn't know there's an old man in the crowd that's going to help him get away, but maybe someone else does. Maybe Tyler doesn't know that people are already aware of his plot to take down Charlie Kirk, but maybe someone else was already aware. Now, once again, let me reiterate, let me say once again, I am not saying this is the case. I'm just going over possibilities. I am brainstorming out loud here with you guys, the audience. Because that's just a possibility that floats through my mind. But at the very least, we can speculate, but at the very least, this guy helped Tyler escape. And he did it on purpose, and he admitted it, and he's in jail for it right now. So, this case just keeps getting crazier and crazier. And I'm filming this at night. You're going to be watching it in the morning. And by the time you're watching this video, I feel like I'm going to be waking up to even more crazy details. And if that's the case, we'll be talking about those details all day. For now, though, let's talk about everything that we just that I just discussed in this video down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. If you would like to donate to the channel, you know how. Cash App or Super Thanks, always greatly appreciated. But with that being said, I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.